You don't have to do that, B. It's just a joke. I forgot to step back into my body. I can imagine. Yeah. Well, haven't seen y'all since last year. How you been? We're all a little older. We're all decently old, feeling older. The 16th, you say? How interesting. Oh no, I may have started something. I may have started a blood feud by accident. Bolo is Dahlia's favorite character, B. Just an FYI. And you're allowed your hot takes. Hello, hello, hello. Let's see. Is this thing still working? I think it is. I think it's working just fine. You are perfectly valid, B. As always, folks, let me know if anything's too quiet or too loud. But for those who may not know the skeleton in the room, I bid you tidings of great joy, welcome, Happy New Year, and of course, Merry Christmas for anybody who hasn't seen the community posts I've been posting. Whew. Okay, 2 weeks away, and I don't feel like I remember how to speak. I'm not gonna lie, this is a bit weird. Let me just go ahead and kill some of these tabs I got real quick. Alright. I'm allowed to reveal what's on the 16th? Okay. It's not a big deal, but for anybody interested, Dahlia Inkheart, aka TboniDraws, will be opening for the first time after getting a code so long ago, a proper VGen page. Line up! Queue starts around the corner and around the building if need be. Thank you. Yeah. Right before stream, Dahlia informed me that VGen is finally going to be open on the 16th, which, hooray, I'm happy for you. Well done, well done. I still have $0 to donate to the cause, but you know, I'm happy for you, bud. I'm very happy. I hope you get lots of work. Lots of paying work. Unlike for me, where you're just kind of getting a whole lot of work and absolute heck all in terms of monetary value. I hate the term paying exposure, but that's really all I can do, amigo. I'm sorry. My very presence is your payments, and that you know what, coming out of my mouth now, coming out of my jawbone, that sounds really narcissistic. Yeah. Here's hoping, yeah, especially now that the holidays are over, here's hoping that you're done. You're good and done. But speaking of the holidays, for anybody who don't know what the hell's going on here, I typically stream games, and when I'm not streaming games, I am desperately trying to figure out what the heck it is I talk about as a streamer who supposedly yaps every now and again. Damn, that's high praise. That's high praise. I think. I don't know. But I guess I should say hello. It's been 2 weeks since we last spoke. Some of you talked to, well, B and Dahlia talk with me on the offline side a lot, so they know mostly what I've been up to. Especially B, who got after me for playing games with the lads too late at night. I regret nothing. Let it be clear, I regret nothing. Time with the lads was well spent. But I've had a lot of fun and a lot of downtime over this past 2 weeks. Whew. But it doesn't feel like I had any at all. I'm gonna be real. Yeah, how are y'all doing? Y'all enjoy your New Year's? Y'all enjoy your Christmas? I know I certainly did. Had I would call it a decent Christmas this year, honestly. The threats come out from B. Many threats of supporting friends. We appreciate that in this house. That makes 2 of us, B. Okay, well, moving on. I do need to do a better job of advertising it. Like, I've got this link that I have refused to use. It's currently not oriented correctly. So I need to fix that later. Are we threatening friends? Because I can do that. No. No, not this time. Not this time. You don't have to threaten me with a good time. Dark tide. But yeah, how you doing, bud? How you doing? Nice of you to stop by. Look, I must admit, I never had a reason to play Darktide until Michael and Raptor were like, hey, you want to hop on Darktide? We see you got it. And I said, you know what? I'm on break. Why not? And now I'm a level 26 out of 30 with a Zealot. We have hit Malice difficulty and managed to clear it. And I do not regret a single extra hour spent up at 2 a.m. slashing through hordes of chaotic creatures. It was a good time. It's a good game. It's a fun-ass game. And I wish I could stream it, but it barely runs off with everything off as it is. We could push for 4 a.m. Oh, damn. I've been hitting that mark without y'all. Don't worry. I've been too busy. We can get a new high score for sure. Oh, damn. Sorry to hear that, Dahlia. Well, the Christmas season is come and gone. Return season has hopefully died down a bit. So, here's hoping the rest of your days in January aren't too hectic. I know mine are gonna be. What, does your return season last the entirety of January? Well, congrats on surviving your shift, B. I hope it wasn't too stressful. Oh. Oh dear. Alright, make sure you're not bolted to your chair, B, because you're liable to break with all that shaking. Ooh. Damn. Ouch. Okay, that is a bummer. But hey, at least you're having... At least it's tapering down somewhat. At least it's tapering down. But speaking of the holiday season, this year was okay. This year was okay for the extended Bones family. We had a good time. God, if like, so like I had my last stream on the 21st. 22nd was recovery. 23rd was also recovery. 24th was spending time with family, and then 25th was lazing around the house on Christmas Day. And 24th, night of the 24th was alright. Is it really? Free run's only a little over a week away? God damn it. I'm gonna have no time to work on stuff with all this amazing anime coming out. As it stands, I watched a lot of anime over my break, and it was... I made some bad choices. We'll get into that. We'll get into that of my terrible taste in anime watching stuff on Hulu was probably my first mistake, but you know. What do I mean? What did I watch? A bunch of shitty isekai, honestly. You know those ones where they're like immense length titles of like 6 or 7 words? I give every anime I watch at least 3 episodes, or 1 if it's only like not worth my time. Why? Because, well, honestly, I just kind of have an addictive personality where I don't like to put down a story until it's finished. And damn it, some of those animes know how to like drop baits at the end of each episode to keep you going. But they end up empty by the end of it because they couldn't survive long enough to actually finish the story. Like, I'll get into that. I'll get into that. Don't worry. Should I just skip ahead? Okay. We're here to just recap and yap. I'll get to whatever I feel like getting to. I did not watch a lot of good anime. I did watch Frieren though. Start to finish. And don't let everybody fool you who's praising Frieren up and down. It is worth your time. It is worth a watch. It is a fantasy anime. Actual fantasy, not isekai fantasy. About an elf who lives past her legend. She is almost eternal by human standards. But there has been several centuries that she's lived through. And each one of those centuries had a major event she was a part of. She was the apprentice to a powerful mage. She was part of a hero group that saved the world. And in the time you get to know Frieren, she is revisiting all that she missed. And trying to reclaim and make new memories after simply like brushing off life like seconds off a watch. Years to her are seconds. And now she is reclaiming all of that and pushing herself to her limits. Just having fun. Taking it slow for once rather than speeding through time, blasting everything with Soul Track, was it? I've been rewatching Inuyasha lately. I gave that one episode back in the day. I feel like the dub doesn't do it justice because it was so ancient. It was like when dubbing was in its infancy. So maybe I should watch the original Japanese version because it's so cheesy. It's so cheesy going back to those older animes. It's kind of rough to watch, but I did watch a couple of older stuff. Like, I watched one called, what was it? Lovely Complex. I have a very big weakness for rom-coms. I don't know if you know this. It comes from a, I don't know where it comes from, but I have a very big weakness for that. And Lovely Complex was like a 2003 anime that made it onto Hulu recently. And it's a tsundere rom-com about a guy and a girl who are about a foot apart from each other in height. And the girl's taller than the guy. And they start off being rivals, bullying each other, being like just fighting constantly. And they make a bet about one of them getting a girlfriend or boyfriend by the end of the year. And somehow, I don't remember how, it was a while back since I watched it, they end up falling in love. And so it becomes a dysfunctional romance, and it is so grating because they take the full 3 years of high school to actually get through it, and I think it's a fun trip. Honestly, it's a fun trip. But damn, they threw in some curveballs in there. But like every good high school romance anime, it leaves you feeling empty because you know it's never going to go past high school. We are never going to see how they live happily ever after. It leaves you empty every time, and I don't know why I keep duping myself into it. Maybe it's because high school to me is high fantasy as well. I don't know. What else did I watch? Okay, the shitty isekai anime. I'll get to that now. The shitty isekai anime I watched was... Okay, this is shitty to most. What anime do I force you to watch next? I don't know. You don't really need to force me to watch stuff. You've kind of had banger suggestions. Like Gurren Lagann was life-changing. Frieren was... It made me into a magic lover again. I forgot how much I missed having overpowered abilities. Yeah, high school is fantasy to me. Middle school is too. Grade school is too. Pre-K, daycare. I've never been in any of those institutions. I have been in a Sunday school institution, and that is the closest I ever got. I was part of a gym, like my local church's gym, what is it, not gym, basketball team. And I've been to Sunday school, and that is the closest I will ever get. Yeah. So far, like so far, Michael, all of your suggestions have been bangers. And what I did with my break was, I'll just get through this right now. If you have any objections, speak your piece. I rewatched Horimiya, which is a really lame rom-com in a way. It's a really safe high school romance. Hi, Doug. Happy New Year to you too. Welcome on in. We are just yapping about what I got up to on my break. It is a good anime. Like, it's a safe kind of romance, and at the same time it's also like, how do I put it? It feels a little bit more realistic, but at the same time there are just some things you have to overlook with it. It's good. It's fun. It actually explores what it's like to be... It explores what if the relationship actually ends up working during high school instead of ending it as soon as the guy kisses the girl. Or the girl kisses the guy, or whichever comes first, depending on... Or the Yuri or the Yaoi, depending on your preference. But... I don't know. I think Horimiya is definitely worth at least watching for the art. And the characters are pretty fun. I don't know. It's a little boring. But I did enjoy rewatching it. Just to see if there was anything I missed. There are some, yeah. And then there are some who have never been in a relationship. Okay. Gintama. I started that one. Talk about old animes. I have heard that cited in a couple of people's anime lists, and I wanted to check it out for myself. We still love you. Okay, I'm among good company. Thank you. I'm among good company. All the lonely people, where do they all belong? Gintama is fun. I need to watch more of it. I need to watch more of it. It's a goofy freaking anime. And because I'm watching the dub, of course, the voice actors just get bored with all the lines and start throwing in random shit like, you're gonna want to get a job and an education, otherwise you'll end up as a voice actor. Yes. That would be myself, Michael and Dahlia. Congratulations to us all. We've made it so long without ever being troubled by the affairs of the heart. Well done. Well, except minor crushes by yours truly, but those were a long time ago. This one's okay. This one wasn't okay. I'll be perfectly honest, because my anime tastes do not reflect my actual personality. I watched one called The Dangers in My Heart. It was on Hulu, and it's a horny one. It's a call-out post, honestly. Like, it's a bit of a call-out post to guys. On guys. It was really good, though. Like the raw emotion in that raw emotion. That raw emotion in that anime is really good. The animation and the art quality is really good. Space Danny I want to watch. I know it's absurdly pervy, but it's so freaking good. It's so freaking wild, wacky. They consistently destroy the universe and then rebuild it. I've seen it a couple of times when my roommate used to live in the hotel. I haven't heard of any of these ones. I'm surprised. Hulu, B. I just watched random shit on Hulu. Like, genuinely, I looked at Hulu's anime list, saved what I could, and watched it when I could because, one, I don't have a job, and two, I had 2 weeks off, one of which I forced myself to not be productive whatsoever, and that involved a lot of couch potato, and I do not regret it because, God, I needed that break. So, yeah, it's just a matter of taking a chance, like 1 or 2 episodes. The Dangers in My... I don't know, B. It's a shonen, for one, and 2, God, does it suck getting called out by an anime. Does it have a plot? Yes. The plot is a boy, I think it's a high school boy, is distant from everybody, hates everybody, is in love with murder stories and such. And a girl, a really, really attractive girl, who's a ditz, manages to catch his eye, and initially while she becomes his ire, she instead shoves herself into his life in the most shonen ways possible. And they end up becoming a couple by pure happenstance. He is all nervous and shy and doesn't have any friends. She's a model. And he deals with the dangers of being a boy in a high school setting. It is not for everybody. It's definitely angled towards guys, but honestly, it's also a great, how'd I put it? It's a great, romance anime about looking past differences and learning to be, I guess, supportive of each other. I don't know. It was just a good high school romance anime. I have a very bad tendency to fall for those. Let's see. What was it? Angels in My Heart. That was good. I completed that. Yes, B, you have the floor. Wait, what? But the animation in that thing is so good. Like the art, the music, it's mucho bueno. That they at least have a somewhat healthy relationship? Yes, actually. They actually do have a healthy relationship with if I remember correctly, very few misunderstandings. And it's not one-sided either. Like, Like, they both clearly like each other, but they really don't know how to tell each other. And so it's a balanced relationship, unlike most shonen stuff. It's very geeky too. It's very geeky. Which is why I kind of like it. You know, it's seeing each other for, I guess it is in a way like seeing each other for the personality instead of looks, because the kid is like mucho edgy and the girl is model material, like I said. What else would I watch? Oh, yeah, there we go. This is the dorky, really not great isekai anime. I have realized, watching a couple of these now, that isekai animes are all harem animes. Because everybody treats the isekai protagonist as a gift from God. Which, case in point... I hate these long title ones. How a realist hero rebuilt the kingdom. I feel like... Took you that long to figure it out? It took me a couple of isekai animes. Just 2, don't worry. Now, that sounds like a really dumb premise, but it's actually a lesson in Japanese economics disguised as an anime. It is how one guy who studied Machiavellian philosophy gets transported to another world and put in charge of an entire frickin' kingdom because the current king is inept at running his own kingdom. So he basically gets to play a game of Civ 5, a really long, drawn-out game of Civ 5, and all the while he keeps proving that he has forward-thinking ideas when in fact he's just kind of quoting Japanese procedure. Like in regards to disasters, he invents quote-unquote, and he discovers antibiotics. Needless to say, I finished it because I'm a really big nerd and I really love Civ 5 and I really love economics. I read one book on economics and I'm like, I understand Kung Fu. So I really enjoyed it, but I don't think it's a good anime. It's not. Oh god, it's barely a good isekai. And it's like I said, it's a harem anime, so it gets really weird. And guess what? It's set in fantasy where they're immediately like, oh, but you are allowed to have multiple wives. In fact, it's encouraged because your bloodline might die out. And I'm like, man, I just want to watch you regrow crops and reestablish, break corruption. I really didn't sign up for this extra stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I don't recommend it because it's like for total war Civ 5 nerds. While Ricky sat and watched anime, I was deciding my definitive backup major. Low-key jealous. Don't be. I'm not making any money while sitting down and watching anime. Also, hello, Rupee. Hello. Give the cat some good pets. This one I don't recommend. And I don't know why I finished it, but it's actually quite an anomaly. Demon Lord Retry. Don't watch it. You won't survive the first season unless you're Michael, in which case, go to town, brother. Go to town. You'll enjoy the character designs and then have a whiplash as they're taken away from you. It's an isekai anime about a guy. Yes. Not that explicitly, but thank you, Cupcake Chatbox, for removing that. And it's there. So Demon Lord Retry is actually a weird anime. It's an isekai. It's lame. But after one season, they ripped it away from whatever studio who was working on it. The plot is non-existent. It's just about a dude who gets turned into his video game character. It's like Overlord, but for like a demon. and really, really, really bad writing. Or really, really predictable writing, not bad writing. Ah, very nice, very nice. 10% off your commissions during the grand opening. Overlord, but worse. Yes, that's a great way of putting it. Yes. Overlord, but worse. The first season is hot garbage in terms of character design and sound design and world design. It's very bland and very stupid and really plays with all the classic stuff. And then in the second season, they retcon, they rip it away from the original studio, give it to a new studio who actually knows what the hell they're doing, and redoes all the character designs. Which I was a little bit happy about because some of the characters were skimping on fabric. Good God. I just wanted to see it to the end and then see if the second season was any good, and then it turns out like the second season is completely different from the first. Even character personalities are slightly rewritten. It's weird. It was a waste of my time is what it was. It was a waste of my time, man. It was a waste of my time. I don't recommend it. But here's some of the good stuff I did watch. There is one good thing I did manage to watch over the break. Aside from that, I've just started two other ones. Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. That's an interesting one. That actually had me hooked by the first episode, but I haven't given it 2 more. Maybe I'll finish that one. I don't know. It's a really weird anomaly kind of anime. And this one just got added to Hulu recently. Murai in Love. Kind of like Hanako and Shield Hero. I still need to watch that. I think it might still be on Hulu, but I have to double check. I probably isn't. It might only be on Crunchyroll, which is unfortunate. Much like Hanako and what is it? What was that Yakuza one? It was like stay-at-home father. I forget what it was. Season 2 has some flaws. Oh no. But it's very faithful to the comic book, to the manga style, and really colorful. But it's about it's about a student falling in love with her teacher, and then accidentally fulfilling the teacher's otaku desires by looking exactly like a Ultimate game character. It's really kooky, really fun. I might keep watching it. I'm not sure. I've only got so much time now away from work, so I probably am gonna drop that. But I finally watched, after getting that Studio Ghibli compilation, I finally watched Howl's Moving Castle. And man, I forgot how trippy it is watching Studio Ghibli stuff. Like, if you were hoping for a cohesive plot from Howl's Moving Castle, it's there. We're going to talk about any potential games we'll see on the channel. I will get into that, yeah. I do still have to watch Atlantis and Treasure Planet. If they're on Disney Plus, we might, yes. I do have plans for this first week and second week. I guess I could talk about those briefly. But just gonna get through this. But yeah, Howl's Moving Castle. As always, I expect with Studio Ghibli, it is an anti-war film. It is beautiful beyond all recognition. The music was even better than I could have imagined. And how can you not recommend Studio Ghibli? I need to watch more of my collection. I have a lot of movies to get through, though. I just have not had time to watch movies. Yeah, I know Raptor is going to kill me if I don't watch it anytime soon. I'm going to kill me if I don't watch it anytime soon. Those are really really crazy friggin' like, it was in the era of Disney where there was so many frames per second you'd swear you were watching something modern day. El Dorado, I don't know if I have access to it. If it's a Disney movie, there's a good chance it might be on Disney Plus, but if it's from a different studio, I would need to track down a DVD or Blu-ray copy. I do want to watch that, though. What is it? Antonio Banderas and Kenneth Branagh. That pairing alone sells me on it. If I recall the pairing correctly. Was it Antonio Banderas and Kenneth Branagh, or was it another famous Hispanic accent actor I don't remember? I would love to watch that. Both is good. So yeah, I watched a lot of anime, not a lot of normal media. Did I watch? No, Donnie Darko was earlier. Wait, what do you mean you were in actual shock? Did you not know that was the pair? Let me double check that. I've got my... Dahlia, may I remind you that I grew up in a very, very, very poor family that basically dumpster dived out of my local Goodwill and such. If it wasn't available on VHS, and if it was a rare find... El Dorado. Cast. Let me see here. It's not it. Unless it is it. It is it. Okay, no, it was not. It was not him. Okay. So Kenneth Branagh was in this, yes, but I don't remember who played opposite of him. But yeah, I've never seen The Road to El Dorado. Okay. Clearly, I seem to have missed out on an entire generation of films, and yet somehow managed to see the other half. I don't know, man. I don't know. I never watched Iron Giant until Michael showed me. I haven't seen a lot of movies growing up. I went to like growing up, my watch list was like the primary Disney movies, a bunch of educational shows, war films at the wazoo, because my dad's a World War II historian, and Pixar, probably. Yeah, Pixar. But, like, we didn't have much money to go see the movies as they came out. I was born in 96, mind you. And we didn't have a lot of money to buy stuff. I do want to, honestly. I really should do more watch-alongs. Well, so do I, but I don't have the time to watch stuff. This is what I keep telling everybody. I gotta remind y'all, I'm not just a streamer. I also spend my off time, like, working on music. I work on thumbnails. I work on schedules. I work on backend stuff. And this month, do you know what I had to work on the most? This right here. This is Snow is Falling by Peanut Penguin. And it was a bitch to do. I think you can see the skeleton amongst the many faces that joined that amazing community choir. This is a segue, by the way. I know, but I provided Pina with my promo PNG and my usual PNG of me just standing here like... And I think Pina had to use the version without the hat. But this isn't the thumbnail that Pina ended up using, because the community choir version has amazing art. Done by an amazing artist. Yes. Maybe. This one was a challenge. So, for anybody who doesn't know the full story, Pina Penguin in... And by the way, I have to say penguin, because I got it wrong a couple of times. It wrote penguin. I had to work really hard on this, and provide vocals. What was it? Let me collect my thoughts here. Where do I want to start with this? So a while back, Pina put out a open call for anybody interested in joining a community choir. It could be V-singers, it could be community members, it could be anybody. And so I decided, you know what? 2025 seems to be the year where I try all sorts of stuff, because I had a near-death experience, quote unquote. So let's try this. And what ended up happening was I had to, number one, get into a server where I was... What's the word I'm looking for? Where we were given materials to work with. We were given a click track, we were given a temporary instrumental, and we were given a vocal guide based on which voice range we were in. And I'm tenor, for the record. And the hardest bit about this was, one, finding the time to actually record it, and two, recording vocals without vibrato. Like, recording vocals without vibrato is alien to me. But it really did give me a chance to, like, what's the word I'm looking for? It really did give me a chance to work on my accuracy, my note accuracy, because that has been a problem with me. Ever since Cake taught me how to sing through my mask, which is a very complicated term I will not get into because we don't have all night. I have been working on my accuracy in terms of notes, and having a project to force me to sing straight as an arrow, no vibrato. It's like, Muneni hisomu kokari na tokete yoku Kimi no egao ga nani yori no presento. I had to do that at least 50 times. No worries, B. I know, you had very important business while I was discussing the finer details of attempting to sing a Japanese song for a Christmas project. No worries. You couldn't have taken it to the end. No. We had to talk about Dr. Pepper, which is very more important than my life's goal and dreams, I assure you. No offense taken. I'm just ribbing you, don't worry. I know both of y'all, I don't care. If it was like some random chatters, then I would... Wow! You're both getting really defensive. Right. Note to self, it is very easy to guilt trip Dahlia and B. Either that or Dr. Pepper is really worth dying for, I can't tell. But, where was I? And I didn't have to do just like the lyrics, which were in Japanese, which I had to learn by listening to Pina's vocal guide and mimicking the exact phonetics. That was so hard to do. It took a lot of learning. I've learned Bakamitai before, obviously, and I've learned Judgment. Shinpan Judgment. It's Tuesday. No, wait, are you talking about threatening with, anyway, moving on. Tuesday is LA Noire, if I recall correctly. Thursday is the Twitch. Oh, dear God. Okay, we're talking about paycheck. Okay, moving on. Anyway. Yep. I'm still not good about friends supporting me, sorry. I not only had to do Japanese lyrics, recording those, I also had to do and these are all harmonies, by the way. So I had to do specific notes at specific intervals, specific jump-ins based on what Pina regulated. And on top of that, we also had to do what's the word I'm looking for? Ambience. So lyric. I'm trying to remember how Pina split them file-wise. There was vocals, and then there was just choir stuff. It was like, like humming, ho ho ho, and other backup singing stuff. Out of context, that sounds really weird, Dahlia. But for context, everybody else's context, Dahlia funded Skyward Sword. For me to play it on my Switch sometime this year. There will be a Skyward Sword stream. I'll explain that in due time, but I just wanted to finish up my role in Pina's amazing production. It was crazy. I'm sad I didn't get to be there for the premiere. I tried to show it as best as I could. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I enjoyed being a part of it. And even though it's a little small part, it's technically like this right here. This is technically my first Ori song that I've ever been a part of, original song that I've ever been able to help produce. And all I can tell you right now is stay tuned, especially to Pina, because not only is Pina a fantastic creator, she is also a mom VTuber. She's working hard. She streams when she can. And she's got an extensive catalog of original songs already. And a fantastic voice at that. And she does her own mixing. Which is crazy cool. Because I know mixing, and I know mixing is rough. I don't know how Pina managed to, like, make all of us sound as good as we did, and herself. Like, it's a wonderful piece that she put together, Snow is Falling. I really appreciate that she trusted all of us with it. But yeah, that's my first ever V choir I've ever been a part of, and if I ever see another one on the horizon, I'm definitely going to try for it, because now that my roommate's out, I can actually start with vocal stuff like that. Hell, if I wanted to, I could probably do voice acting. But that takes a lot of extra stuff. But yeah, Snow is Falling. Great stuff. Stay tuned to Pina, because there might be something else down the line. That you did. The Hotel Calaveras gift shop is open 24 hours a day, nights and weekends. So if you too would like to get yourself a skeleton on a shirt, you can check the description for the merch shop. And Dahlia did a lot of the designs that I use across each bit of merch. I don't have any. Now that I think about it, I think there's only one item that I fully created myself. The rest of it was designed with Dahlia's unique skull designs or images of me. So definitely check them out. Yes, B. What can I help you with? I need a sticker with a transparent background of my signature. I mean, I could try to make something stylized. You don't need to pay for a sticker, B. If you want a fancy signature, no, you can't print. Well, you could print a sticker. I don't know. I will get back to you on that. I think I get what you mean. I think I get what you mean now. Wow. Damn, that... I have never had... hold on. I'm just trying to comprehend that somebody wants my signature. That's a bit of starstruck for me. I've never... Stamp? That wouldn't be a bad idea. I just don't know if... That'd be cool, but how do we work it out logistically? Like, is there really a thing? I don't think there is a thing on fourth wall. Anyway. Yeah. It's an idea. I'll put a pin in it for later. It'd be a personally owned stamped, but idea. Yeah. I don't know where I'd put it or what I'd put it on because I need a PNG of your signature. I was thinking the same thing. I will get that to you when I can. However, I'm gonna make it a bit more fanciful. Because if it gets into the wrong hands, that could be reproduced down the line. Even though I have a chaotic signature that never looks the same twice. Technically, that would be an issue down the line, but because it's you, B, I do trust you. I will try to get you a version of my signature when I get the chance. I'll ask you for the details off stream. But for now... Did I send it to you? No, I don't recall... Oh, the watermark, yeah. My bad. You're talking about that. Okay, so let's see. What else was I going to talk about? Everybody saw the gifts I got on social media. Snow's falling. Oh, yes. Okay. This is actually kind of important. So, let's talk about the multi-streaming test coming up. It's ambitious to bounce into two places at once, but I do know a bunch of my friends Okay. Yeah, I will definitely get that signature to you when I can be. There's a bunch of... Okay, I'll talk about that right now, actually. So, on the horrible, incorrigible, disgusting website, formerly known as Twitter, never calling it what the muskrat calls it, there's been some shit going down. Horrible shit that I hate. And I hate that website, and I hate every day I'm there. But guess you heckin' what? I know some people who have not left there. There are some people who should be cross-posting, who should be on the other sites, like Blue Sky, Threads, Instagram, anywhere but that site. and they have not left. Why? Because 500 million are still there, and only almost 50 million are on Blue Sky. So they don't see the reason. The big corporations, for that matter, don't see the reason. So I'm stuck there. I'm stuck there because there are some people who don't exist anywhere else. Like the boss, for example. The boss doesn't cross-post because she hates social media to begin with. She would rather just burn everything down. Instead, all she does is post on Twitter. And I hate it. If you can leave, I highly encourage it. Because it's not getting any better, and I'm not going to go into the latest drama because it's disgusting. But, the main reason I hate it right now is because they put a remix button on everything like Discord does. And it led to really, really bad things occurring because people can just AIify anything. It's disgusting. I hate it. And because of that change, I'm not posting images on there anymore. No IRL pics, no promo images. My schedule, yeah, you can turn it into slop basically. And my schedule doesn't even have an image anymore. Yeah, it's disgustingly AI centric. That's what it is now. That's what Twitter has become. And because of that, I've decided against putting any kind of image up there. So like, for example, today's promo post for this stream was a GIF. And that's how it's going to be for the rest of my time on Twitter. I'm waiting to see if some people that I follow are going to jump. They should. They really should. But posting about how people should jump isn't going to change anything. It's just a matter of whether or not people can stand it and still try for that lovely, lovely Twitter algorithm. Even though like Blue Sky has had a decently upgraded algorithm recently as an option. And on top of that, some of the bigger names like Crimson Ruse, for example, hates Twitter now. He is pretty much exclusively posting on Blue Sky, and I could not be happier. That's one Holo Pro member. Shuji Shinri. There might be a couple of other Holo stars. And I don't know. I don't see any of the Hololive girls doing it yet. You talking about Shinri? I have a feeling you follow him because he's a horror gamer. Or are you talking about Crimson Ruse? How do you do, fellow Rusator? I don't tune in enough to his streams, but I do appreciate that gremlin of a man. He is a goal. He is a goal of mine to just be unabashedly nerdy and an axe wielder. That man I have great appreciation for. What? Oh, B. Link to that other one though. Shuji Shinri. Shinri has not been streaming as of late. I don't know if Shinri's back to streaming regularly, but Shinri's flavor is what is it? Horror games. He's part of Holo Tempest. He is the archer with the immense target on his chest. And by that, I mean his chest. But yeah. Shinri loves horror games, so. And he's got a very deep voice. So, you know, you kind of get a little bit of tingles and down your spine and tingles in your ears. I'm sure you'll enjoy. But yeah, I'm disgusted with Twitter. I hate every second I'm there, but guess what? There are some people who just don't want to bother learning other social media platforms. They don't want to bother cross-posting. I almost got put in charge of the Blue Sky Twitter account for Vlimpia, because cross-posting is hard for some people, and I guess I get it. It is basically Twitter. I don't know about better, because there are some features that Blue Sky is still missing that Twitter has, like scheduled posts. But mostly, yes, it is basically an improved Twitter, more community-centric, more repost-centric. It's great. It's awesome. I love using it. There's no link meta. There's no image weirdness. It supports multiple formats when you post pictures or art. It's phenomenal. And I don't know why people sleep on it. Like, there's a reason it's at almost 50 million users now. It's probably the most friendly interface I've ever had the privilege of working with. And I hate Twitter. I hate Twitter because of the idiots running it, and all the AI-centric slop that's on there. But people just can't let go of it. Older corporations can't let go of it. Hololive doesn't have a presence on Blue Sky. Hollow Stars barely does. They're great. I'm happy that they're pushing for Blue Sky being a better platform than Twitter. Congrats to you, Ruse. You're a crusader, and I appreciate that. But there are just some people I know who don't really acknowledge Blue Sky, even though some of them do have accounts. You know, it's a better platform for me, morally and functionally. But some people just don't like social media to begin with. So, you know, they don't really care what they post on. They don't really follow the news. Draw the twins? You talking about the Orion twins, Vega and Eve? I'm sure they appreciate it. They actually have like a little art gallery they show at the end of every stream. And they appreciate everything they see. However, they're not... I do know they have a Blue Sky account, but they don't use it. So if you want them to see it, your only hope is to join their Discord server and post it in there, or post it on Twitter, which I know you probably don't want to do. They absolutely do. They look really fun to draw. I'm probably never gonna try. But yeah, I'm sure they're fun to draw. Yeah, no, don't. For your sake, don't. I don't like Twitter. I dislike Twitter so much, but we've talked enough about that. Going on to another social media thing, I do want to talk about a little bit about the upcoming multi-stream. First off, the reason why I'm going multi-streaming. It's purely because I have friends on both sites now, and I know for a fact that there are some people who grew up with Twitch. There are some people who grew alongside the advent of YouTube streaming. And there are people who prefer one over the other. You know, some people prefer the animated emotes. Some people prefer a simplistic style. Some people prefer seeing YouTube recommendeds. And some people just want to turn on Twitch and see who's live. And I respect both. I think they're both valid ways to watch. And so... I decided I wanted to be this year to be the year I try to multi-stream and stick with it. Like, not make it a gimmick, but instead, like, put my feet in both pools and see what happens. There's also another more functionality reason for it, and it's because my Twitch account is already eligible for monetization. And at this point, because I've had such a hard time finding a job, every penny is starting to matter for future projects. And the emotes, yeah, the emotes have gone unused for quite some time. Like, it's... The only downside, however, is multi-streaming guidelines, which I'm very nervous about. I already asked Sky about how chats should be separated, so for this upcoming multi-stream test, we're not going to have an overlay like usual. It's going to be a full screen game. That's why I chose Mechanicus, because it's such a well laid out game that you can do full screen no problem. And so I'll implement chats in a free box, both chats, etc. That's mumbo jumbo you don't want to hear about. Anyway, the other problem is Ben with what he does. He does merge chat. I've watched his streams before. He does merge chat, even though you're not supposed to. He hasn't gotten bonked for it yet, but according to Sky, they don't come after you unless they got a reason to. I don't want to give him a reason. I don't want to give him a single reason to come after a small streamer like myself. They could just snap their fingers and bloop, I'm gone. I don't want to give him a single inch. The only other concern, though, I have is ad breaks. Ad breaks don't have to happen on YouTube because YouTube makes its revenue elsewhere for ads. It makes them on VODs and it makes them on sidebars. Twitch, because it's all streaming, they only make money running ads during the stream. And so because I want to avoid pre-roll like the old days, which pre-roll, by the way, is when you click on a stream initially, it shows you an ad immediately, and that's a turn-off for a lot of people. I would prefer to keep it just the 3 minutes per hour, which sucks. That's 3 minutes of gameplay missed. But I don't have a choice based on how Twitch does their ad system. It sucks, but there is one more concern that gets brought up because of that. Twitch has one very strict rule, and it's that you cannot have a degraded... What's the word I'm looking for? Degraded... a degraded experience from YouTube, from Twitch to YouTube. You should have the same experience, the same visual experience. I'm hoping that ad system does not mean a degraded experience, because if this is an if, by the way, this test upcoming is not a guarantee that I will be trying out multi-streaming for good. If this test is successful, if there is an ad running on Twitch, I will not be stopping because YouTube will still be watching the stream live. And that sucks. That kind of sucks because that's an unequal one. Yeah, like Queso, for example. Queso always stops the gameplay. While... I think, if I heard this correctly, Queso stops the gameplay the second Twitch ads go up. And as much as I would like to do that, it just breaks the flow of the VOD, which is why I hated doing it when I uploaded VODs to YouTube. It was because there was always like 3 or 4 minutes of it just ruins the flow. It ruins the flow of the recording. And I'm gonna try and avoid that. So if you miss some stuff during the Twitch side, there's not much I am willing to renege for the sake of the VOD. And hopefully any potential Twitch viewers will be understanding with that. But yeah. In that aspect, I will do my best to service Twitch as best I can. I will respond to both comments, obviously, equally. But Twitch made the rules on the stream ads. My hands are kind of tied there. I don't know. We'll see. Monetization on the Twitch side of things is a ways away. I have to stream 7 days in a month, so it won't happen overnight. And the YouTube monetization, which will eventually come around, doesn't mean advertising on this side either. It means emotes with memberships and super chats. And that's it. There will be no interactables on Twitch. Those, I'm sorry, B, there will be no maid mode. And there will be no alerts because I kind of like not having any interruptions during my game. No, Dahlia, that's not a request. Like, I've seen maid mode on so many other streams. It's not gonna be a thing here because that's all people will want. Every time I tune into a Cynical stream, it's just maid mode, maid mode, maid mode, Cynical the maid. Y'all need to stop stockpiling points like there's no tomorrow. That poor monkey. He'll never get to wear his suit. Ain't nothing wrong with it, B. Just a personal preference. Let's see. So yeah. Multi-streaming will come around. We'll see how it does. Hopefully it goes off without a hitch, but hopefully it goes off without a hitch. And honestly, the one time I did interact with Wolfie during Duck Duck Goose wasn't bad. Wolfie seems a lot smarter than Wolfie lets on. Very clever, that individual. I can tell. Yeah. I just don't have much time to go over to Twitch. That's why you ask in DMs, Dahlia. That's why you ask in DMs whenever you're making moves like that. It's not exactly secret that people want to support you. And if people got money to throw around for commissions, boy howdy, you bet that they are going to throw some your way if you're friends with a streamer. Yeah, they're busy. But, counterpoint, when have you ever given a shit that I was busy and you DM'd me out of the blue anyway? Legit, there has been so many times when I'm sitting down to have lunch. When I was sitting down to have lunch and then everybody was like, "Hey, Rickety Bones, how you doing?" I'm trying to eat my freshly cooked fish and it's starting to go stone cold. How you doing? You know exactly what I'm talking about. Oh, and there's one more thing I do want to try and do this year. Aside from multi-streaming, I want to start doing EU-friendly streams. EU/UK. Because I'm friends with a lot of overseas people now. Ben included. Actually, is it just Ben? Ben, Britshire, there's a couple of other people I respect, and I want to do more like 2 p.m. streams for them. Yeah, Wolfie. Rady? Yeah, Rady. What's your question? What's your question, B? Excuse me. Should take a sip. Like, when I did them with Cynical, they were kind of fun. I actually had energy to exist, unlike these 7 p.m. streams where I'm like at the end of my day and just kind of want to chill a game. Artie, your little friend there on the books. Technically no. You could, just because he's part of my little scene here. You absolutely could, but this is a prop, a free PNG prop from, if I can remember who made this. Let's see, who was it? You absolutely do. It is a free VTuber asset from a certain somebody that I don't recall. And I have to go through my folders just digging for them. It's 7MC. But yeah, it's not an official thing or anything. You could redraw it, Dahlia, but that's based on whether or not you actually have the time to draw it. That's right. It is a Skull with Roses by Briny. They're also the ones who did some little pumpkins back in the day. Yeah, I have a lot of these free VTuber assets that I have scraped around the internet for. But don't worry about it, Dahlia. If you want to do it, you best decide if you have the time to do it, because the reason I've been getting into my own thumbnail art recently is because I know you're busy. You're busy with work, you're busy with life, you're busy, and now you're going to be even busier when you open up VGen. You make your own bed and you lay in it, my friend. I'll get along just fine. I've got a lot I can work on, and a lot more I can do. There you go. I just sent you the asset itself. It is a free VTuber asset by Briny, and it is massive. Fair warning. But it's only it is free to use with proper credit. Good evening, Ultimate. How you doing? How you doing? We are just yapping the night away. At some point, we're going to make some goals on stream, so there's still plenty left to go, but we're just having a small chat. Hope you're doing okay, and Happy New Year! Hope your 2026 has been going decently. We're talking about an R's asset. B here is trying to draw this little skull I've got next to me. And so I sent the raw PNG to her for reference. Yeah, Happy New Year. Hope your Christmas was well. Hope you were safe on New Year's Eve. And I hope the fireworks were plenty visible wherever you were at. God, they were plenty visible where I was at, now I think about it. Our neighbors, our crazy yahoos of neighbors, always pop fireworks no matter where they are within city limits. It's really dangerous, but somehow I've lasted 29 New Years, and something hasn't burned down yet. No fireworks, but a good holiday season regardless. Okay, good. Good. Well, come on in. I know fireworks here, but that's the whole point. Yeah. Texans, just to break the fourth wall a bit. Texans don't know safety. I'm pretty sure I remember a couple of stories about how people were having Roman candle shootouts back in the day. Oh, you only do fireworks on the 4th of July? Ah. Nice. What was I going to talk about? Oh, yeah. I mentioned I want to do AU friendly times. Not us per se. We're not that crazy. But I had a couple of teachers of mine talk about how they used to do Roman candle shootouts back in the day. I never did that. I've been near fireworks because my neighbors down the road do it all the time. But I have never popped fireworks myself. Mostly because I've had sensitive hearing all of my life. Garbage can lids as shields? Damn. Okay, that does sound fun. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I do have earplugs. They're called my earbuds. That does sound a little bit fun. Dangerous. Dangerous as shit. But fun. And one more thing I'm gonna fight for this year. I am going to fight for hours, and I'm going to fight to put out more edited content. Specifically, I have edited my first YouTube short. Finally, after so freaking long, I've figured out how to edit shorts. It'll come out someday soon, and I will start working on doing it more. So edited shorts, edited clips, maybe even a long edit, because I really want to do the DKC one. And regrettably, this is kind of a... Yes, the short is what you think it is. It's the one I showed you the preview of. It's much more cleaned up. I figured out how to do fancy text, how to format it for YouTube Shorts. And I just need to double check it, upload it, and then I don't know if I'll make a thumbnail for it. But it's a fun little short from Smash. And I'm going to keep trying to do that. I'm going to challenge myself to learn how to edit quickly and consistently. I don't know how I'm going to do that because I'm just one guy, but I really want to make more clips this year because I feel like that's been the big reason. You can set thumbnails for custom thumbnails for shorts, if I recall correctly. It might be a threshold you have to hit in terms of like subscribers and growth, but I do recall that you can set thumbnails. It was a recent change where you can actually set thumbnails for shorts. I know I've seen a couple with them, but I don't know if I'm eligible for it or if it's an eligibility thing I have to be eligible for in the beginning. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna try and learn more about editing. I feel like I've got a good rhythm for it. And I should really get on that ball because, like I've said before, my introduction to VTubers was clips. And everybody else's introduction to me will most likely be clips. I ignored that for 3 years now. Well, I didn't ignore it, but it's like I didn't really have a good reason to. And now that I'm like lit a fire under my tailbone recently, it's one of the many things that I have to do. Like, if Maximilian Dude spent days upon days working on his own content, on his own, growing his channel, and get to where he is, I gotta do the same. They are a great way of growing in the landscape, yes. I mean, like, me and Cake have both talked about this for like hours, about how YouTube Shorts do bring in a lot of people, and while I am concerned about that much growth and that much reach, bringing in people who might not be like interested in long-term stuff and long-form content, I have to put my thoughts around here. It is a great way to get yourself out there, and as he loves to talk about, even though it's been a while since he's done any content. He loves to talk about how Brian Brushwood, a magician, talked about how he would go door to door handing out flyers for his magic show. He would do give out 1,000 flyers, and only 10 people would show up. But because he did those 1,000 flyers or 100 flyers, I forget which, those 10 people showed up, and those 10 people. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, admittedly, there is a disparity between how easy it is to view a short and how easy it is to view a video. So you can't really compare apples and pears in that regard. But the fact that there is a dedicated algorithm to shove shorts into people's faces as they're doom scrolling, it is a major step up from just somebody betting that somebody will look up VTuber clips in YouTube. So, yeah. When you make a clip, you're playing with the sidebar algorithm. When you make a short, you're playing in the short stream of consciousness. And I need to work on putting myself out there. Exactly, yes. You know, they can decide if they like what they hear. But the point is that I'm not putting myself out enough just by being a live streamer, and I'm certainly not doing enough as a musician either. So we got a lot to do before monetization. We have 700 hours. Only 700, which I know sounds like a lot. But keep in mind, I have been steadily racking up even more hours. I said I was at 800 music shorts. That's also not a bad idea. I do know like Oshiriko, she does dedicated music shorts every now and again, but I'm just not great at doing covers. RTB Spotify when? That's no bueno at this point. I'll give you a little behind the scenes on that real quick. So, when it comes to services like Spotify, iTunes, and the like, including YouTube Music, by the way, you cannot just exist on there and upload directly. Becoming a musician on those services requires a distribution partner. The most popular one being DistroKid. And to be a distribution partner, you have to pay a license fee for them to distribute your works. And you have to continue to pay that licensing fee each month. So, without gainful employment, I'm afraid that ship is sunk well before I can consider it. Exactly, yes. Exactly what I just explained. So, sadly, that's not happening anytime soon. I do have some alternatives out there that I have not made public just yet. SoundCloud isn't one of them. Don't worry, that's good and done with. I'm not going back to SoundCloud. But I have been considering stuff like Bandcamp if I ever release a full original album or cover art. Oh, no worries, Multimate. That's odd. That is odd, though. I shouldn't... Let me double check and make sure I didn't screw something up then. But yeah, it's distributing like that takes money, unfortunately. So there are some other free ways. Don't worry, Dolly. You're good. I need to double check. It's a little bit laggy, but that is okay. We are on ultra low latency, and we are not enabled on DVR. Okay, nothing to worry about then. It's just YouTube being weird. YouTube chat is slower than Twitch chat, just for the record. If you're used to Twitch's speed, YouTube chat just lags a little bit behind on ultra low latency. So yeah. Yeah, that's the situation on the Spotify front. I think Spotify and YouTube Music, they're all decent platforms. Spotify a little bit less because they've had an AI and shit, and they have really annoying ads, but they are part of the musical journey. And you can't have a musical journey without music stuff. Nowadays, I prefer YouTube. Awesome. But I do have good news on that front. I finally managed to fix my issues with Ableton. My music software finally works again, the good stuff even. And I'm slowly working on finding solutions to the buffering issues I've been having. To the point where I was supposed to have a brand new outro theme ready for tonight, but my time got eaten up by other commitments from today. So when next we meet, hopefully I will have the new outro theme done. But it's a continuation of the intro theme in both instruments and theme. So gets to be a nice coda. I'm looking forward to showing it to y'all. It's a nice little, I think the term is reprise of the original theme. So here's hoping you like it. Glad you're excited for it, teammate. So is there anything else I need to talk about? Looking over my notes real quick. Yes. This is actually an important one before we move on to making some goals for the next year. I want to talk about, real quick, two things. One, people asked me about what games we're streaming, and two, the Smash tourney. First off, y'all know what's happening this week. We're going to do a multi-streaming test with Warhammer 40k Mechanicus. We're going to be playing Ye Guild Clerk, which I made some custom thumbnail art for. And we're going to be playing more LA Noire. After this week, LA Noire will be taking the Sunday slot until we finish it. So it will be weekly sleuthing on Sundays. Yippee. Be as ecstatic, I'm sure. The next week, I talked with Dolly about this, and I will hopefully, because like I kind of, me and Dolly were trying to get this off the ground since forever, but we decided Dahlia's life is a little too hectic to do it at this point. And two, I really want to make detective games a staple of this channel. And so I've decided this year we are cursing the channel with an eternal playthrough of Phoenix Wright, the Phoenix Wright series, starting with Ace Attorney and going through each one in the trilogy. No, I have not played Heavy Rain, actually. I didn't own a console at the time it came out. But it's going to be bi-weekly, because my voice is going to get shredded to hell. Y'all can tell my voice is already starting to give out right now, but Phoenix Wright is a great drama play of a visual novel series. I've been wanting to play it for so long. I have the Phoenix Wright trilogy and the Apollo Justice trilogy, thanks to Dahlia. And initially we were going to co-op it, but Dahlia's chaotic work schedule doesn't really allow for consistent every other week streaming. So I'll be rolling through it solo. I hope my disgusting garbage voice doesn't ruin the fact that that females exist in the series. but I don't have anybody else I could rely on to help me voice through it. Very true, yes. It's not necessarily a visual novel. It's a puzzle game. It's a detective game. It is one of the greatest detective games of all time. And I'm looking forward to getting through it, and I'm looking forward to finally going face to face with Godot. Godot? How is it pronounced? I've seen him so many times. His visage used to be my avatar, but I don't know how to say his name. My voice range is baritone to bass, so I can voice Maya Pearl. Godot. Okay, I did say it right. Gotcha. Yeah. I know my voice is rough, but I've got nobody else I can think of that would be willing to, like, go every other week as my co-host. I can't really think of anybody. But yeah, look forward to that. And the second thing, the Smash tourney. Dahlia, I need somebody who can... You know what? Considering how high-pitched Bori can scream, that's a possibility. There's like one line in the game he's introduced in where they reference the pronunciation, if I recall correctly. Ah, okay. Okay, good to know. There's actually an official pronunciation guide. Nice. Maybe. I don't know. Bori's life is still hectic at the moment, so I don't think he'll be available. I can't even go falsetto. My falsetto is busted. I think I just didn't learn how to do it back in the day, and so it just sounds like air. I don't know why. So, on to the Smash tournament. Everybody has been on pins and needles about this, and I can say for certain that I still don't have a clear date. I have done some research into how they're done, but there's no concrete dates. I can tell you right now, it's not going to be in January. I'm looking at maybe early February, maybe mid-February, because I kind of like the idea of doing it themed around duos and couples, quote-unquote. Sang my church group when I was a kid and also in college. I consider myself to be a good singer. Damn. Ouch. I personally never was involved in a choir setting. I was thinking that, but that would make things really weird. I'm probably just gonna go with like something duos focused, because I really liked running 2XKO, and I like games that have a duos option. Because when I played Tekken 7 and V-Olympia, it was really fun having somebody to train with. So I really like that idea that you can reliably train with somebody who's going to be your partner. I really like the idea of friends joining up. Like, we saw some amazing synergy with Team Nah We'd Win, Team Miss Inputs, Team Dead Connection, and Team Smash and Trash. Those were great. That was great synergy on display, and I really don't want to wreck that. It's just hard to round up people to do it. But that's the current plans for that right now. I need to work on fleshing it out more, but right now I'm focused on worrying about how multi-streaming is going to be. As always, it will be amongst friends, fellow content creators, if I decide to reach out to them. I've got a couple in mind, and it's I don't know. Reaching out is something I'm still terrified of. Even though I've made a lot of friends, it's very keen way to shoehorn in the lore, Dahlia. It's complicated. It's complicated, but yeah, there's probably going to be a bunch of familiar faces. I don't have anything to announce at this point regarding it, but hopefully I can manage to get it off the ground by the time February rolls around. Yeah. We've got a couple ideas as to who I can ask, but for now, it's still shelved probably until February. So don't worry for anybody listening in, worrying about when the next big Ricky tournament's going to be. You got plenty of time. Enjoy your January, because I'm going to be busy. Oh my god, I completely forgot to do this. I actually need to show you guys this. That doesn't work when you're a gruff dude who doesn't beg all that often. Like, can you imagine me going like, "Would you pretty please join my Smash tournament? It's a small little thing with some friends." I'm not gonna do that. I don't guilt trip people, unlike you. Moving on. I'd say give him puppy dog eyes, but all you guys empty stomachs. There you go. See, I got a legitimate excuse. Thank you, Ultimate. I'm sorry. I'm kidding. You don't guilt trip people. Where is this? I need to show you something because it actually concerns me and my community. Where is it? Art projects, Olympia. Oh god, which one is which? Large icons, please. Folks, on the 18th of January, I am going to be a part of this thing right here. Olympia is doing... Oh god. You can't see the text and that's fine. Olympia is doing a big ol' fundraiser. From the 17th to the 21st. I have to double check that. But it is essentially the week of the 18th, maybe 17th. The week of the 17th is going to be a fundraiser for Olympia regarding assets, and I will be a part of it as part of Team Funny Bones. We are trying to reach a hefty sum of about 3,000. Nice. Hello, Rupee. Hello, Rupee. Thank you for joining us. And myself and Team Funny Bones will be rolling up for a 24-hour stream. The clowns of Funny Bones are going to be going 24 hours. And I will be a part of at least 4 hours of that. So when that comes up, I will let you know. This is random, but you should see if you can get the steam from the cup and the flame on the candle animated. That would be nice. Regrettably, these are free assets. I feel like maybe a bit of Live2D. Yeah. That's our donation incentives during the entire stream. I won't be there for the most part, but I should be there for golf with your friends. We really should come up with a schedule image for this. Maybe I'll do that. And see what the other folks think. But it's a full day of stream starting at 9 a.m. CST. It's going to be on Twitch, I believe. And I will give you more details as I get them. But that was all shared on social media only, so I need to tell you that right now. Olympia is looking for funds to make next year even better. Oh dear. Ah, you're good. You're good. You're good. Happy to have you here. Happy to have you here, Ultimate. Alright. What else was I going to talk about? I think that's everything I need to discuss. I'm going to be part of a fundraiser this month. Snow is falling. And in general... Oh, one more thing. Regarding Dahlia's generosity and the schedule for Sunday streams. The way it's going to work, because I told Dahlia this, and Dahlia has said, okay, that's fine. We are going to finish LA Noire in our Sunday slot. Then, we roll into Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin. I'm gonna have a bad time, and I'm looking forward to it. Nothing will get between me and my Dark Souls. And then, I have promised Dahlia that we will finally begin my first 3D Zelda adventure, The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. Yes, that's right, the first 3D Zelda adventure I've ever had. Hold for gasp. And exhale, everybody. You don't want to be like me. Yeah, DS2, baby. Let's go. I know I'm going to have a bad time. I'm looking forward to it. And I am so ready to die. Again and again and again. It is the hardest in the series. It is called Jank Souls by my good friend Franky Bagman. Franky Bagman. Hopefully we'll get to it this year, buddy. Hopefully. But I've been waiting so long to play Dark Souls 2. What's a year looking like for horror games? Well, thank you for reminding me to thank you, B. It's completely slipped my mind when I was making my topic deck. I have acquired several horror games. Little Nightmares 2 is going to wait until the end of the year when Spooktober rolls around again. However, B, I appreciate all the support, but maybe not in Spooktober. I will be playing Alien Isolation, courtesy of Honeybee. And I told Michael, I told Michael that if I ever get this, and if I ever get an upgrade to my internet, that he would be my GG, because Callie and Gigi went through that game together as well. But I can't stream and stream to Discord at the same time, so we'll see if multi-streaming works. I don't know, actually. Emotional support? Yes, maybe. As for Skyward Sword on which platform, I'm going to be playing on the Nintendo Switch. It is the HD remastered version. I don't have enough room to play with motion controls, I'm going to be real. Like, my microphone that you can't see through the magic of the internet is right above my hands. So if I try to play, I'm going to be T-Rex arming all over the place. Yeah. No, I've heard the motion controls are terrible. I've seen the motion controls in action. They're not great. We'll see, Dahlia. I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a fair try. But if it refuses to work, man, it's going out the window. Yeah, hopefully. Just make sure to reset your gyro often. You really don't understand how cramped I am in my space, do you? Anyway, we've got one more thing to do before we wrap things up for the night. There I am. We have to make some goals, and I forgot to put chat in its place. My bad! Hold on, you guys are dead for a second. Don't worry, it's not painful, as you can clearly see. Where is it? Bam. There we go. I had a whole sprain in my elbow once. Played Skyward Sword with just my wrist. My dumbass can play it, so can you. Yeah. Alright. We got a decent bit to worry about here. Now, we don't have to make just 6 goals. We did quite a fair bit of our goals. I think, what was it? Half of our goals we managed to reach last year? Let me see if I can go find it really quick. Where was it? Was it here and here? No, not that. That. Where is it? That's 2024 goals, 2025 goals. There it is. So, this was our original goals right here. Okay. It was 500 subs for 2026. Scored that. Do something good. Draw something good for once. Scored that. Full BGM suite. Almost. Visual repetition for Gothic Chat. Failed. Up with 5 new VTubers. Succeeded. Release a cover song. Failed. Proper transition screen. Failed. Release an original song. Okay. I think from this, like this right here, we can make something that's a bit more doable. So we got to sing an original song, technically. But let's see. So I was gonna say that we may want to go realistic, but there is one thing we have to fight for. And that is reach 1,000 subs before 2027. We're on the up and up. Like, realistically, if I actually hit the ground running with shorts, with clips, and all that, I am actually growing. And I could potentially accelerate that growth to reach 1,000 subs before 2027. So, let's also put a realistic one here really quick. Monetize before 2027. That's coming. That's coming. Hopefully. Hopefully I don't get screwed over by, just to be specific, channel, because I can do Twitch easily. But hopefully the copyrighted stuff on the channel doesn't screw with it. So we'll have to wait and see once I hit 3,000 hours. Which we're 700 away, folks. Every hour you spend watching a VOD or watching a stream helps immensely. So just by being here, thank you very much. Yeah, so for this, so there are 2 goals for monetization. For monetization regarding super chats and memberships, we have hit one of 2 goals. We have hit 500 subscribers, then we need to hit the 3,000 watch hours. So that's our current goal. The next goal after that, after we unlock memberships and super chats, is getting ad revenue and something else I don't recall. 3,000 hour views or 3 million views in shorts, yes. I don't think I'm ever gonna get 3 million. Yeah. Ugh, dear. Thank you, Doug. But yeah. Monetizing it is just one goal. 1,000 subs. We'll see. Yeah, and I do need to work on more shorts. Let's see, what else is here? This is a realistic one. Release LEASE a cover. I have one in the works that I just need to finally finish recording. I want to cover in a deeper voice, sadly. What's the word I'm looking for? Lament of Orpheus. I really should pick a different one, but there's only so many instrumentals out there, and I can't afford to pay off a producer to help me out. I'm a producer. I should be doing this myself, and I probably will. So one day, release a cover song. Goal 4. I do have one. And fortunately, Doug is here to see it. Take the first world record for a 5 run in TMNT SR. I'm still gunning for it. I want to practice more on it. There we go. I need to get back on practicing for this. Yes, 5 players. Doug has been telling me that nobody has claimed the world record for 5-player co-op in TMNT Shredder's Revenge, or the 6-player co-op in TMNT Shredder's Revenge. So if we get a decent amount of people who are willing to put in the time and post a decent time, or just like run it with us, all we need is 5 people who own the game and 1 person to record it, I think. So it's 5 people for at least an hour and a half. Fabulich is going... Nice! Yeah. So for anybody who doesn't know, or has been watching recently, me and Doug has been training me how to speedrun a beat 'em up called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. And speedrunning beat 'em ups is a lot harder than you think. It's a lot like, it's very much like synchronized swimming, where you have to be in the right place at the right time doing the right thing to clear the board as fast as you can. And how Shredder's Revenge works is that you scale up how many enemies are on screen based on how many players are active. So at 5 people, it's going to take a full musical number level of synchronicity to clear it in a decent amount of time. Yeah, exactly. It's all about knowing where your enemies will spawn on each board. That's not... If you had the computer, Dahlia, I'm sure Doug would be happy to teach you. But remember, this isn't a fighting game. This is a beat 'em up. And you get 1 button for attacks, you get a double button for special things, and you gotta be willing to put yourself in the right place at the right time. True, but it takes a dedicated squad to stick it out that long. So we will see when we get that done. I do excuse me. I do have to schedule another session with dear Sensei Doug, as well as at some point I will ask you, Doug, about Splintered Fate. But right now, this week, I am busy with personal channel work. I might reach out to you soon about chilling, just chilling with a new Turtles game, and I will try to hit the books on TMNT Shredder's Revenge. If you ever want more people to join in whenever you're training Fabulich, You let me know, and I might be able to make some time for it. I am totally down to train with more people because we will have a full board. We'll get a better idea of how chaotic it's going to be with more people. Damn, that's sick, P. Anyway, sorry, got distracted by a DM. Okay. Okay, so that skeleton prop I have, it's pretty good. Pretty good what B's doing. Okay. Goal number 5. What shall I do? I guess I gotta double down on this. Release an original song. In parentheses, lyrical. Okay. Reattempt and beat Battletoads? I think I might try it off stream, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm willing to put myself through that on stream yet again. There's already gonna be horror games. That's enough suffering. Maybe. Let me think. Welcome to the game? Nope, that doesn't sound familiar to me. That doesn't sound familiar to me, but I'm guessing if it's a horror game and it's a jump scare game, it's probably not going to be played on this channel. I think I like the idea of playing Alien Isolation because it's got good vibes. It's got interesting settings and such. But games that are intentionally like jump scare, like what is it? Not a lot anomaly games like. Well, I guess anomaly games like Observation Duty, the Kuso games. I don't know. I'm very choosy when it comes to horror games. Like, I think I told this to B several times. After we got done playing Phasmophobia, I was radiating heat. That's how bad my anxiety gets after I play a horror game. I was fine. Mentally, I was okay. But damn, my body was tense. Let's see. What is my 6th one? Should it be another collab goal? No, it shouldn't, because don't take this the wrong way, but you can't have too many friends when you're an introvert like me. And spreading myself too thin, trying to meet too many new people is probably a bad idea. Like, I enjoy Duck Duck Goose, but I understand that I have a limit as an introvert. I gotta respect that too. So probably not anything social. That's not a bad idea. Create a song. Song/instrumental for another VTuber. I'm gonna tell y'all something quite interesting. When I initially started this doing music, I did it for me. And then when I became Ricky, I wanted to make myself more marketable, I guess. And I wanted to do music for other VTubers, for other people, for other projects. And I have, but it's only been for cake. Because I don't feel like I'm good enough for commissioning. I'm not consistent enough. I've got skill, sure, but I don't have like the machine learning of most composers who work for other people. Like, I need to hit the books, I need to learn more music theory, and I need to be consistent about interpreting other people's requests. And I'm not there yet. I would love to be, but I need more time to do that, to work on that. Like, I need to finish my own BGM, for crying out loud. So I need to work on making myself a potentially commissionable, a potential commissioned music artist. I need to work on that this year. Exactly, practice makes perfect, and y'all are my guinea pigs. So if I make shit music, you go ahead and tell me, because I need to know that ASAP. So far, y'all have liked it what I put out for BGM. Well, I was impressed. But I also know that not everybody appreciates being showered with praise. So keep working at it, B. Keep working hard. You're doing great. I like what I see. That's all I'll say. I like what I see, B. What's one last goal I want to make? Like, these are okay, what do we got here so far? 1,000 subs? Doable. Question mark. Monetize channel before 2027. Doable. Release a cover song. Doable. Take the first world record for a 5p, 6p run in TMNT SR. Doable. Release an original song. Difficult, but I'm tentatively built for it. Create a song instrumental for another VTuber. Tough. Very tough. Completed within 1 year. Yeah. Trying to think of another one. I don't know, man. I don't know. I had one really crazy idea. Oh, you got a fair point there. Okay. There we go. Okay. I performed a solo. Nah, you're good, Ultimate. That's a fair point. What's one more thing? There's one thing in my head that I'm not ready to talk about just yet. It's a goal, but I need to work on it further before I talk about it. Ricky's secret surprise goal. Something like that. I guess... Okay, here's... No, the content schedule is as my time permits. I'm not gonna push myself past that. So then... Merry New Year's to you too, Ryan. Thanks for dropping by. We'll see if you come back in time. Enjoy your food. I'm sure. You went hardcore on that poster art. It's kind of wild. It's still crazy how much use I'm getting out of that PNG. It's so good. So good. To this day, my favorite art of me. Although in terms of visual acuity, my favorite. That title of favorite art, though, may have been dethroned. Yeah. It's a great poster. Dahlia did so well on it. I don't know, man. Like, okay, here's what's in my head. Because I know it's not supposed to be doable when you set unrealistic goals for yourself, right? Like, people set resolutions of, I'm going to lose 20 pounds, and that never happens. I'm going to gain weight, and that never happens. I'm going to go to the gym. That never happens after the first week. So I have two unrealistic ones in my head. The first unrealistic one is release a song every month. Yes, but you also had a surgery because you fucked up your gastrointestinals. So, you know, it's kind of medically induced weight loss. Kind of like me. I have a... Whatever. Point is... You lost 40 pounds because you fucked up an organ. And now you have to eat less because of an ailment. Like me, I wouldn't have lost any weight had I not gotten GERD. I'm happy that I lost weight. A lot of weight, actually. I think I may have lost 30 pounds myself, honestly. I went from like 2 something to 2 something. A very sharp drop in a stone. Like a stone. Also, congrats on losing 23 pounds. I need to start working out because eating less may be beneficial. Sitting on my ass is not. I guess that's actually kind of a... Be healthier isn't a bad one. And finally, this is the unrealistic one. This is the unrealistic one I was talking about. Release a song instrumental. New every month. That's the unrealistic one I have in my head. It's a great goal to have, but it's also a really tough one. But it's something I should be doing. As a music channel, quote unquote. As a musician, for that frickin' matter. Music should be a staple on this channel. And I don't even play Rocksmith or Guitar Hero. Like, I've been slacking on this. I appreciate music. I love listening to it. But I have really been slacking on writing it. You know, these notes in my eye sockets are not just for show. I play the guitar. I play bass guitar. I play acoustic guitar, play electric guitar. I have a keyboard, I have a music making software, I have 2 really professional audio interfaces, and I do nothing with all of that knowledge and technology. Except working on Snow is Falling and a brand new BGM. Yeah, that's basically what happened, Ryan. I ended up becoming a streamer over a musician. Yeah, didn't you notice? Well, I know it's hard to tell on the left eye socket, you're right, but these are musical notes. Just send a Google Drive, Dahlia. Yeah. My eyes, the scars in them are meant to represent musical notes. But it's not exactly obvious on my current model, I'll admit. On the left one, yes. You're on stage left, yes. Yes, that's correct. My original lore for these scars is that when I landed in the underworld... Oh yeah, no, on phone it's not readable. Very readable. But my scars were self-inflicted, quote-unquote, is the original lore. When I got to the underworld, all the skeletons looked the same. So, because I got my music career robbed from me after the truck hit me, this is all lore, by the way, I did not actually get hit by a truck. I decided to go find whatever instruments I could and learn how to make music. And to differentiate myself from the rest of the skeletons, I carved a treble clef in my left socket and a... What's the word I'm looking for? It's treble and bass cleft? Yeah, treble and bass cleft on each of my eye sockets. Mind you, I did this in a mirror, so obviously I did it on the wrong sides, but it looks great if you're looking at a VTuber model. Yes, I did. So, to bring you up to speed, Waltermate, the lore behind Ricky T. Bones is that he was a disgruntled suit salesman, who wanted to quit his job and pursue his love of music. And on the day he quit his job, right before his birthday, he was hit by a damn truck and had the rest of his life stolen away. And so he ended up in the underworld, decided to pursue his love of music by any means necessary while he was a dead guy and awaiting judgment towards heaven or hell. Hence why I broadcast to you live from Gehenna, the limbo of my underworld. I was setting up for the yes, but I lived meme. Oh, sorry, my bad. I'm not great with memes. Yeah. It's been a while since I've talked about the lore. Technically, it's unfinished. Because I did 2 parts of writing the lore and never bothered to finish fleshing it out. So it exists a lot more in my head than it does in writing. But yeah. So, I'm gonna put... Yeah. I think this is a decent list. It's got unrealistic and realistic goals here. Yeah. I did turn it into a video actually a while back. It just is a radio play though. I don't remember. It is a video that exists on this channel, the original lore video of Ricky T. Bones that I released when I first debuted as a deadbeat, which was a fan model I managed to find on the internet. And since then, that's been my only point of reference as to my evolution from deadbeat skeleton to musical note skeleton. And who knows, maybe this year will also be the birth of something else new regarding Ricky. We'll see. We'll see. But I think that'll do it for me. I think these are decent goals. 1,000 subs, monetize the YouTube channel, release a cover song, take the world record, release an original song that's lyrical, create a song/instrumental for another VTuber, that's a moonshot. Be healthier, that's also a moonshot. I should probably be more specific about that one. Work out regularly. And I will tell you at the end of the year if I manage to keep this one maintained. And release a new song/instrumental every month. Sounds like we got a good year ahead of us. An exciting year. Let's hope so, man. Let's hope so. I will make a proper version of this because this is just in OBS. So I will make a proper version of this, post it to Blue Sky, not X, Twitter, whatever the hell you want to call it. And yeah, I should probably throw it in somewhere else as well. Maybe I'll make a, I don't know. I'll hold on to this and we'll look back on it at the end of this year. We'll see how much of it I managed to get done. Yes, Blue Sky is the better alternative to Twitter. It is shortened most of the time to BSKY, and essentially it is Twitter without an algorithm, without a trending, well, it does have a trending thing, and no AI slop whatsoever. There is no AI garbage or shitheads most of the time on Blue Sky. It's a very welcoming community. I now post only images on there because Twitter did something stupid and added a remix button where you can AI reimagine everything, every image on there with AI, and it's disgusting. So since they did that, I'm now posting images exclusively on Blue Sky and anything else I can imagine. And I only use Twitter to keep in tabs on other people and support those I can who are still stuck there. But yeah, I think that's a good goals list. Unrealistic goals, realistic goals, easy goals, hard goals. It's a good list. It's a good list. In terms of singing and stuff, I think I've done a very good job of improvement, and I still need to improve further, but it's not a big goal for me. I mostly improved my singing, which I'm self-taught by the frickin' way. God, it's been tough doing it by myself. More merch stuffs? Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea, but I already have a lot of merchandise. It's just difficult to design more, that's all. It's difficult to find time to design more. But I should look at what else I could do for the shop. Maybe. But let's head back to the chat and screen. And where can one find your merchandise? Well, I'm glad you asked. It is a fourth wall location. Let me see, where is it? There it is. If you ever want to get yourself a skeleton on a t-shirt or otherwise, you can find it at Hotel Calaveras giftshop.fourthwall.com. There you'll find a amazing assortment of what is the word I'm looking for? Imprinted goods that are sold by Fourth Wall, manufactured by a third party, and then produced and sent to you for a decent sum that I profit from. Usually about I usually make about $10 per item purchase. Some of them more expensive than others. But fair warning, the shipping bite is a bit much. But I guarantee you, there are plenty of happy purchasers that are already rocking some Ricky merch. There's buttons, t-shirts, a fancy Hawaiian shirt that people have already gotten compliments on, which I still can't get over. I'm happy about that. And a shopper's guide, a first-time shopper's guide if you're worried about buying online. But yeah, I put a decent amount of heart and soul into this. So if you want to check it out, it don't take any money to look around. But yeah, I will admit, I do need to work on promoting ways to support me better. So I do need, yes, I have pushed the prices down as far as they can go while still making a decent amount of money. So don't expect any sales, but they are already decently priced. Like, I can even tell you I own the mug. It's sitting right here. I want to drink more out of it, and I probably will now. Actually, I broke a mug recently. Yeah. I will admit I do need to do a better job of promoting what people can do for me, quote unquote. Mug PNG when? Frick if I know. I mean, I could probably try drawing one myself. Maybe I'll try that someday. Oh. Well, you have Dahlia to thank for that. I may have thrown the items together, but Dahlia's hard work and art is really what powers most of the store. I've just got away with pre-made designs that I can make them. I can make them work like a Swiss Army knife. And Dahlia is the main reason that shop exists. Well, she's the main reason I exist, for that matter. So, big ups to Dahlia for providing some amazing art I get to work with for t-shirts, notebooks, mugs. It's a cooperative effort, and I have to give 70% of the credit to Dahlia. But as promised, as we previously agreed, I take home the profits from this shop because Dahlia has a job and I don't. So yeah, a lot of good quality stuff. And I, as somebody who used to work in retail, I vetted all of the template t-shirts and other goods personally. Like, I scoured the internet for reviews. I made sure that they weren't like see-through or thin or scratchy. Like, there are some low quality templates on that site that people would not enjoy wearing. So I made sure to pick from the best of the best and not break the bank. Yeah. I've been a victim of let the buyer beware several times, so I made sure to take care of that. But yeah, I think we did a lot tonight. We recounted all the cool stuff that happened while I was gone. We got to look at what's going to happen. Smash Tourney is on the horizon as soon as I make time to actually design it. It's going to be a lot more fun stuff. I'm going to be part of a fundraiser for Vylympia this month. Going to be lots of games we get to play together. LA Noire on Tuesday. I'm looking forward to that. Starting my year off with a bit of mystery is always a pleasure. And I think that's about it. Unless there's anything I've forgotten. I just gotta say thank you very much for waiting for me to come back, I guess. And as soon as I feel like sharing, maybe there'll be more changes coming to the channel. Aside from the ones we discussed, you know. Multi-streaming, we're going to try it this week. Maybe next week I'll try streaming in an EU-friendly time zone. And my schedule can finally be normal again. Aw, B. Well, when you're gone for 2 weeks, you expect your subscriber count to slide down. But instead, the MFL VOD has become the de facto thing people look up for MFL 2 gameplay, apparently. I've gained 3 more subscribers on top of the 512 we scored last year. Thank you very much for checking me out, whoever you are. And, you know, I'm a pessimist who has been dealt a very raw deal in life most of the time. So, you know, I set my expectations very low. What do you think we do when you're gone? Honestly, check out other streamers. There's plenty of other people who gosh, shucks. You don't gotta wait for me. There's plenty of other fish in the sea. More MFL streams? Honestly, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know if Twitch will appreciate the copyrighted music. If the multi-streaming works, we could just stream it on YouTube and not worry about it. I'm concerned. I'm not. You're literally the only streamer at this time that isn't extremely overstimulated. Well, thank you very much for that. That is one of my pet peeves when I'm watching streamers, is that overstimulation is a real issue I deal with constantly. Like Twitch streamers in particular are a big guilty of that. But what was I gonna say? I think the MFL stream only popped off because it was released on launch day. And I don't know if I can recreate that lightning in a bottle by another part. I might play it again just for fun. Honestly, it is a great game. We never got to play our custom arena. So we could do another MFL stream if we want to. Ah, fair enough. I don't want screaming and high energy all the time. I want to relax and enjoy the stream. Damn. Okay, I didn't realize I was a comfy streamer. Wow. See, I'm usually screaming most of the time. I'm a comfy streamer? Wow. I'm a comfy streamer. Huh. Who knew a dead guy could be comfy? I thought it would be like cold or something, or cool, but comfy. Wow. Okay, interesting. Well, well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm glad I bring that energy, because you scream when it's appropriate. Okay. That's very true. That's very true. Anyway, I don't ever have a goal when it comes to streaming, okay? And I don't really get told about why people enjoy me all the time. So that's cool to hear. Thank you very much. Anyway, we got a big year ahead of us. We got a lot to get through. And as always, I'll try to keep things as fresh as they can. One more thing concerning the retro streams. The retro game streams. That was obvious that you were a comfort streamer of mine. You would be surprised how much flies over my head. But all I was gonna say was, regarding the retro game streams, more than likely, SNES stuff will definitely make its return. Maybe the N64 stuff. I definitely want to play more F-Zero, more stuff like that. However, I did not get the time over the break to fix my PlayStation 1 lag. So, probably not anytime soon, unless I make some time to fix it. I will probably be putting Digimon and Driver 1 on hold. I'm also trying to get through that one stupid mission in Driver off stream. So I'm gonna try and do that, make a save, and then we can continue it on stream. You give me shit for my subtlety in Legend of Zelda. Well, like I said, like I was going to say, I don't really focus on what vibes I want to bring. I just focus on making the vibes I'd want to... Not making the vibes, but just having a good time. Relaxing, chilling, taking things at my own pace. You know, I like... Cake to me says... Any second of silence is doom. And I say, every second of silence is gravitas. And letting the game breathe is important. Letting myself breathe is important. And a stream of consciousness streamer is not what I want to be. I will... Look, going into Skyward Sword, I will remember that tooltip. Don't worry. Hopefully, you won't have to remind me during that playthrough. Alright? Yeah, negative space is incredibly important for art of any medium. And I know, like, comedic effect and comedic timing require a little bit of patience. So, thank you very much for reaffirming that I know what I'm doing. So, unfortunately... I don't think there's anything else I got to talk about. Over the coming weeks, I'm going to try and redo some things. Like, I'm going to try and advertise my usual support methods a bit better. Like, you'll see this around a bit more often soon. I do want to get... I don't know. I think I might put it at in the chatting screen, but in gameplay, that cup is too distracting. Ricky, hypothetically speaking, if you had a cup in front of you, what hand would you pick it up with? My right. I am right-handed. Thank you for reminding me to take a drink. So yeah, like this mug that you see in front of me is correctly placed. It's not. I just realized. Flip that, please. And blink. I just realized it's not angled towards my right hand. Whoops. To be fair, like when I used to like chug coffee and eat donuts, I did drink with my left hand a lot of the time just because I had a big old glazed donut in my right. Ah, pobre. What is it? I forgot what the Spanish word for dog is. Perro, perrito. Pobre perrito. That's it. Or is it perrito pobre? I don't know how to speak Spanish. I don't know the proper, like, quote unquote backwards way of speaking Spanish. I need to work on that. Donut does sound good, yeah. Okay, y'all are making me hungry now. I should probably... I can already hear Dahlia now. No, to the end of the hour, bonehead. Lo siento, no hablo español. Not enough. Not enough, honestly. I should. Like, it's my native tongue, technically. And a lot of people around here speak it. Like, if you work in retail... you want to learn Spanish, and I have neglected to do so because I thought Spanish is too hard to learn if I'm already dealing with a stutter. So I have neglected to learn Spanish. I am heavily considering it though, because like, one, it's a valuable work asset where I live, and two, what's the word I'm looking for? Well, actually, no. It's really just, it's a very useful work asset, and I know a lot of Spanish-speaking people who can, like, speak Spanish to get away from my ears, and I really don't like that. So, I feel like European languages like German, French, okay, sure, right, fine. But I am built to speak Spanish, and I don't know a lick of it. I know a couple of phrases like lo siento, the baño, as everybody likes to say, hola, ¿cómo estás? ¿Está bien? And a couple of other phrases that'll get me through a conversation. But yeah, exactly. And then Mama Bones understands it, and I'm like, gosh darn it, what did you say to her? What are you talking about to my mother behind my back? So yeah, I feel like, so obviously, Duolingo is off the table now that it's freaking yeah, donde está el baño? Yeah, that's the one. Duolingo is not a great resource because they have AI implementation. I think it's voices, and I don't really want to use AI generated stuff if I can help it. Rosetta Stone might be worth investing in because I think I might be misspelling that. Una cerveza, por favor. Cerveza is spelled with a C. C and a Z. Una más cerveza. Una más cerveza. Una más cerveza. Was all I could say. Hey, yo, Sky! Welcome on in. We're just kind of yapping till the end of the hour. Ah, god damn it. I'm not saying that one. I may be built to speak Spanish, but I will abstain from speaking that one. Not often write in Spanish. Fair enough. Yeah. I need to learn more Spanish. Mind you, my Spanish and other people's Spanish is very different. I speak Latin American Spanish. I've never even touched, what is it, European, proper Spanish? I don't know what you'd want to call it. We call it Latam and Spanish, I guess is what they say. I once heard some... Okay, Dahlia. Okay, hold on. Chill out. I saw it. I once heard somebody call me stupid whitey in front of me at work, and I had a look at my face that they just understood meant, yeah, before you get cut. Yeah, that's the thing people don't understand, and you can see it all throughout history. Spanish doesn't mean you're tan. Spanish can be a lot of shit. Like, true, my ancestors, great ancestors. Good morning, Juraku Sachiko. Good morning. I hope you are well. We are just wrapping up a little bit of chat tonight. It's also true IRL, actually. I'm not like bone white per se, but I'm definitely in life I was definitely more Spaniard. If you ask any Hispanic about their family lineage, it is complicated because every Mexican is part conquistador and part Tejano, where I'm from. And the family lineage in my tree is also quite complicated. Like on my grandmother's side, my grandmother was white as snow. My father's mother was white as snow, and yet he turned out a little bit crispy, as we like to say. And on my mother's side, she is puro Mexicano. Like her family is small, broad and brown. So with me and my brother, there was a 50-50 toss-up as to who was gonna get what. He took the more Native American looking stuff and ended up a little bit tanner than I. And I ended up, ooh, I'd call myself Spaniard olive. More Puerto Ricans in my neck of the woods than Mexicans. Brother-in-law is Puerto Rican too. Yeah, it's also a regional thing. Like for sure, like, yo soy Tejano. I know I usually say Mexicano, but yo soy Tejano. That means I'm a Texan. Tejanos were born and raised in Texas before it became part of the U.S. Yo soy Mexicana Blanca. Yeah. But realistically speaking, according to what Papa Bones says, yo soy Tejano. We were born here. We were raised here for multiple generations. We didn't move here from Mexico during the Porfirio Diaz regime, escaping all the corruption that now plagues Mexico as it is. We more or less grew up here. Like, according to him, there's a lot of documents that detail us being here for a considerable amount of generations. Of course, we also have a lot of great family stories that come from my crazy heritage, like how my great-grandmother once, apparently there's been a vendetta in my family once because my great-grandmother had a bunch of revolvers handed out when somebody wronged one of our siblings. And then there's another family member of mine who apparently was a bastard on a horse, robbed a gold train, and got shot off his horse. He survived, and then somebody came around and said, "Give me the gold." And he said, "Screw the gold, I'll take your horse," and shot him off too. So, you know, we got a fun line. We got a fun family lineage here in the Bones family. Oh yeah. Yeah, so point being is that us folks down south are a real weird bunch. We are civilized, yes. We are decent folk, yes. Grandpappies and great-grandpappies, I don't know about that. But I can tell you personally that I'm striving to be a decent individual. A friend whose uncle got killed by a goose. If you Google my full name, one of the first results is a very old newspaper clipping of my grandfather, who shared your same name, stealing a car. Oh, man. That sucks. Talk about having a rap before you're even born. Straight thuggin'. Yeah. Yeah, the Bones family is technically I can't talk about it because that'd be doxing, but like on my father's side, we're the only ones in the clan left alive. It's myself, my father, my half-sister, and my brother. We're the only ones he knows that share his lineage. And on his mother's side is like an extended, deeply rooted Mexican heritage that spans all the way back to Hispania. Like, it's crazy what you learn doing Ancestry and then researching from there. Even better how you look up some of my friends and I'm still one of the top results. 6, 7, yeah, exactly, yeah. Big families, big old frickin' families. Big old frickin' families. Shut up! Shut up! I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. We are just talking about numbers, random numbers. Don't you dare. That thing dies and stays in 2025. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. The internet is just brain rotted to death. It'll die out in a couple months. We just have to survive a little bit longer. Still can't believe my local weatherman did it. But yeah. I got a crazy amount of family stories, but my immediate family, there's also some good, I will say this, like to counteract all the stories about train robberies and vendettas with revolvers. I also do have to say that my family supposedly, I don't think many people know about what this is, but apparently some of my family members, extended family members, were part of I should redeem that Unk status. Brother, that has been granted unto me. I didn't want it. I was given it, and I cannot get rid of it. I am Unk. And I'm also an uncle in real life, so it doesn't help. Yeah, don't worry about it, Ryan. Just people being brain rotted. Anyway, I will say though, here's a point in the favor, though, of me being Ricky and me being part of the big families. On my mother's side, while we're on the topic before we wrap up for the night, apparently, and I don't remember the full details of this, but show of hands here, folks. How many people know about what La Pastorela is? If you don't know what it is an old Mexican tale that is passed down generation to generation. Ultimate and Dahlia know about it. Nice. La Pastorela is a shepherd's tale. It is a Mexican retelling of the shepherds going to visit baby Jesus. And it's told through a lens of simple shepherd folk in like Mexico. And it's full of your usual Mexican charisma, comedy, lovely arts, crafts, beautiful costumes, beautiful murals if they can manage it. And no, you didn't actually. And so to this day, the tradition still lives on somehow in both popular media, because there was one movie about it which I wanted to watch this year, but I didn't get the chance to do it because I didn't know how to figure it out logistically. And church plays. Ugh, unfortunate. What was I gonna do? Okay, so that's right. So the reason I'm telling you about this is because supposedly there were US archival recordings made of my ancestors performing La Pastorela. And on my mother's side, there is a lot of entertainers. Like uncles who have played at concerts, local concerts, guitarists. One of my uncles is a luthier who sets up and purchases beautiful electric guitars and tunes them exactly how he likes them. And there are others who have gone on to make who had families, gone on to make music, teach. Some of them work at churches as pianists. You know, music is in my blood, to say the least. And even my mother, like I've told y'all before, my mother was in choir. She played the guitar in choir while I was in the belly. And so, to the strongest, on no uncertain terms, it seems like my mother's side of the family has music in their blood. So, while I may have a legacy of bastards and criminals on some parts of my lineage, I've also got a lot of creativity that was inspired and maybe handed down. No one in my family does music. I'm the first one to pick up a guitar, and Dolly is the only artistic one. Music in my marrow. Potato, potato. Well, there's always inspiration, and, you know, not every child wants to be like their father or mother. It all depends. Everybody's journey is different. I'm lucky I was part of the one family that encouraged ooh, hold on. That's very true. I was lucky enough. I know we're going long, but I'll finish my train of thought when I finish my train of thought. Hang on, I've got 3 things on my mind right now. I'll say... just responding to some feedback required. I'll definitely say that growing up around the stuff all the time, like my parents were Beatles maniacs, and so I got to grow up with all sorts of music always playing. Like during the day, my Mama Bones had records or CDs playing to fill the ambiance. In the car, Mama Bones had tape cassettes rolling. It was classic rock. It was classical. It would be musicals like Jesus Christ Superstar. Obviously, there was the usual amount of religious brainwashing with sing-alongs. Poor Mama Bones having to listen to that all the time. But I grew up around a lot of music, a lot of really good music. And what really set me down the path of the composer, was my father's choice in movies. My father's choice in movies always had stuff like Jerry Goldsmith behind it, John Williams, Aaron Copland. Like, his choice of movies always had the most exquisite music, and I continuously recognized patterns, themes. I was recognizing themes since I was 5 and humming them to myself. And my mother shared her love of classic rock, rock and roll, the Beatles, and of course, I grew up with educational stuff, which had amazing ambient tracks that just let you exist in the time zone that the documentaries took place in. So, all my life I've been surrounded by music, and all my life I've been fascinated by it. And that's why I love making music and excavating what's in my brain, slowly but surely. And that's why I really love composing based on a theme, because when you compose based on a theme, I'm rambling at this point, forgive me. You don't get to play in the usual stuff. Like, if you make a rock and roll song, you know exactly what you need. You need drums, you need an electric guitar, you need bass, and a vocalist. What do you do if you have space tech support teams who have replaced all their limbs with robotic pieces, worship an all-knowing omnissiah and a machine spirit? What the hell do? You go with dark synth and organ and Gregorian choir and dubstep. Mash all 4 of those and you've got the soundtrack to Warhammer 40k Mechanicus. And it is so weird that it all works together in tandem. It has religious vibes of a church, it has techno vibes of a club, and it feels right. But somebody had to decide what sounded right. And that is why I love composing, is because there is no concept. You have to create it. You have to imagine it and make it a reality. Like, who the hell's ever heard of a dead skeleton detective? Not many people would do that. Not as a drawing, not as a concept, and there are a couple in fiction. Like, I've actually looked up, what was it called? Skeleton detective novel. What was it called? There was a certain skeleton detective that Skullduggery Pleasant. There he is. It's a series of dark fantasy novels. Yes, that's right. Skullduggery Pleasant. I've been meaning to read this series, and I have not been able to. But the main theme ideas behind my stuff, yeah, yours truly, of course, but to write a theme for a skeleton, you have to think of ivory, and you have to think of noir films. Ivory being marimba and piano. And then noir, strings, bass, upright bass, and the horn. And the drums, the splashy, jazzy drums. And all of that had to come together with some heavy inspiration structurally from LA Noire. Dark Blood from Invisible? Demon Detective guy? Demon detectives, that would be more metal-ish. Anyway, but it's that stuff doesn't exist until you make it, and that's the fun of making instrumentals like that. Okay. It is fun being a composer, because you have to mash several ideas together to make something new. And it's more fun than writing an original song that has lyrics. It's more fun than creating a club mix that people can dance to, because not only do you get to make something new or reimagine something, you get to write a story with song. And that's where I will go ahead and cut it off, because I could talk all night and not be good to talk tomorrow. So I will leave you, bid you good night. Dahlia, I will call you out for no, I will not call you out. Do it? Okay. Twice you have been this stream talking about something else completely while I have been talking at you. Today it was earlier today it was Dr. Pepper. And now it was dumping your entire Spotify playlist into chat. Congratulations, you managed to do it twice in one stream. No worries, Waltimate. Dahlia is a dear friend of mine. And I'm mostly okay with it. I'm mostly okay with it. Don't worry about it, Ultimate. But yeah. This has been a lengthy stream. I'm sure all the sleep aid enthusiasts out there will enjoy it. Blood on the dance floor. That you were, Ultimate. That you were. That you were. Yeah. What was is there anything else I need to discuss before we end the night? I don't think so. Where are you now? Where are you now? I could not tell. I'm gonna be real. It's hard to tell when there's when there's two conversations going on at the same time, all right? Sure. What was one of the composers I mentioned that inspired me? I'm waiting, student Dahlia of the ink art variety. See? See? Miss, I can multitask. I will give you all the guff I like, thank you very much. You're my friend. Yes, you were naming things and not paying attention to the streamer. You were totally listening. Look, it's all good. We're just chilling here chatting. Y'all had a fun tangent along with me. You're good, Walty mates. You're not in trouble. I just want to remind y'all, it sometimes feels like you're trying to talk over me when you talk about something else completely in chat. What's your major before we end tonight's stream? You're always on the naughty list, Sky. You know exactly why. Mortuary science. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It could be 80. It could be anything. Yeah. Nah, you're just kind of always there as an honorary title. Don't worry about it. I know whenever I collab with you, shit's gonna get wild. And I appreciate that about you. Anytime we talk, shit's gonna go off the wall. Balls to the wall and all that. So, you are an honorary naughty list participant. Anyway, I have talked for 3 hours about all sorts of things. We covered anime. We covered what I got to do on my break. And I wish you luck in case you do go into mortuary science. It's a grim line of work, but if you can handle working with the dead in a careful and meaningful way, then of course, I salute you and wish you the best of luck. I guess I will catch y'all on the flip side. We will be back Tuesday with LA Noire. Oh, it's fine. This was a nice way to catch up. Hell, it has officially been 2 weeks since I got to chat with y'all. I'm glad I got to do this. I'm glad I got to have a chill chat with y'all. We are coming back with LA Noire, where I will be guffawing at whatever the hell comes out of Cole Phelps' mouth and willing to punch Royal yet again. God, his character is so well written. I hate him. The actor did him justice. I'm glad you did, Ultimate. I'm glad you did. I'm glad I could be a nice, entertaining spot for y'all. I'm happy to be back, everybody. Thank you very much for waiting for me to come back and tuning in to say hello to your neighborhood-friendly skeleton who talks on the internet for way too long. I want Tedness back too. I miss Rusty. I miss Rusty like I miss a cold that kept me away from school. But I miss him regardless. Alright. We've been yapping too long, so I'll go ahead and end it here. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for any new subscribers who might have dropped by. Especially thank you to those who rated in and pushed me over. Thank you very much. And congratulations to Anna, who reached 1,000. Congrats to Anna, who was probably the biggest benefactor of me. Who was probably the biggest reason I got over 500. Did the cold ever keep me from school? Yes. I can recall a couple of times where I was too sick to go to Sunday school back in the day. At least a couple of times. I feel like my parents weren't slave drivers. If I had a cold, I was contagious, and my dad knew better than to send me into a school full of aspiring children who were ready to get sick. So yes, I've had to stay home a couple of times because I've been way too sick. My father is a scientist. He knows how infections spread. So yeah, until next time, folks. Take it easy. Take care of yourself. Be well in this brand new year. And for the first time, yes, very much common sense. Mother was a secretary, father was a scientist. Both of them are smarter people than I. And as always, memento vivere, memento mori. And for the first time in 2026, I ask you, enjoy writing your life story.